Sealed Spirit Flying Dagger, Legend of the Immortal Slaying Tribulation. Chapter 1 Sealing the Spirit List Against the Heavens, the Origin of the Flood and Desolation. In the Flood era tens of thousands of years ago, the cultivation realm was not yet clear, demonic beasts were rampant, and the strong people in heaven and earth were as bright as stars. At that time, unlike the cultivators of later generations who only relied on mental cultivation, magic and animal power also became the source of unprecedented power. This is an era of chaos and order, where anything is possible. In the Lingyun Mountains in Jiangbei, there is a legend that there is a peerless secret book Feng Ling Bang, which records how to fuse the spiritual power of heaven and earth with the bloodline of demonic beasts to achieve the ultimate of slashing immortals and flying knives. This secret book has been chased by countless strong people, and it has also become the cause of the spirit-sealing tribulation that is about to sweep the world. The young protagonist, a young man in Tsingyi, Lanheng, is an orphan in the most remote village in the Lingyun Mountains. Since he was a child, he has a talent that is different from ordinary people. His eyes can see the spiritual veins of heaven and earth flowing, and his body seems to contain power that does not belong to mortals. The village elders warned him that fate would lead him down a path of thorns and glory. One night, Lanheng stumbled upon an ancient flying knife in a cave, the blade of which was engraved with the word "Kill Immortals." The moment he gently grasped the flying knife, the heavens and the earth suddenly surged, and a mysterious voice sounded in his ears, "The great soul-sealing tribulation will be rewritten by you alone." Chapter 2 The Demon Beast Lord's Dark Tide is Surging. Just as Lanheng was trying to crack the secret of the immortal slashing flying knife, far away in the southern Warcraft Kingdom, the Black Flame Blood Domain, the young Warcraft Lord Yan Li was assembling his Iron Blood Demon Army. Yan Li is an outlier in the Warcraft bloodline, having both human and Warcraft souls, making him considered a heretic in both worlds. Yan Li knew that the power of the sealed spirit list would reshape the pattern of heaven and earth, and if he could master the secret techniques on the list, he would be able to dominate the world and trample the cultivation realm under his feet. So, he sent the strongest beast slayer, Crazy Fang, to quietly infiltrate the Lingyun mountain range, aiming directly at Lanheng and the immortal slashing flying knife. Sensing the threat of pursuit, Lanheng decided to set off in search of the legendary sealing spirit sect. It is rumored that the sect is hiding on a drifting island in the Sea of All Souls, and only monks who have been blessed by the sea god can approach it. Chapter 3 Trials and Covenants on Drifting Island. After a lot of hardship, Lanheng finally arrived at Drift Island. This is not an island, but a floating aura crystal, surrounded by storms and magical barriers. The only way to enter the island is to pass the three major trials, the Heart Demon Mirror Test, the Spirit Beast Battle, and the Will Steel. Lanheng met two important allies in the trial. Yueli, born in the Moon Shadow sect, proficient in illusion and soul control, calm and resolute. Flame Scar, a former defector from the Warcraft clan, he has the blood of Flame Li but longs for freedom, has infinite strength and a wild personality. The three complement each other's strengths and weaknesses and face trials together. During the trial, Lanheng's immortal slashing flying knife showed more powerful power, not only being able to cut through space, but also summoning heaven and earth spirit beasts to assist in the battle. When the final trial is completed, the soul-sealing sect master appears and reveals the shocking truth. The sealed spirit list is not just a method of cultivation, it is a double-edged sword. If it falls into the hands of the demon beast Lord Yan Li, it will trigger a catastrophe of heaven and earth, exterminating both the human and demon worlds. Chapter 4 The Secret Truth, The Curse of the Soul Seal. Lanheng and the others learned that the spirit sealing list was originally left by the ancient gods, recording the heaven and earth treasure soul pulse, but at the same time, it sealed a dark force that could destroy the heavens and the earth, the burning spirit demon core. This demon core can devour the life essence of cultivators and demon beasts, making the speed of power growth unusually terrifying. The real purpose of the demon beast Lord Yan Li is to use the dark power of the sealed spirit list to liberate the demon core, so that the demon beast bloodline can surpass the cultivator and become the absolute king. At this time, the Mad Fangs of the Black Flame Blood Domain led the army to attack, and a fierce battle broke out on Drift Island. Yueli casts the Moon Shadow illusion to disrupt the enemy formation, Flame Scar incinerates the enemy with fiery blood, and Lanheng's immortal slashing flying knife descends on the battlefield like a divine soldier, slashing the core of the demon army. During the battle, Yan Li personally appeared and started a grand duel with Lanheng. One of the two controlled the spiritual power of heaven and earth, and the other summoned the power of demonic beasts, and the scene shook the heavens and the earth. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 5, Fate Reversal, The Path to Immortality. Just as Yan Li was about to suppress Lan Heng, Yue suddenly activated the last prohibition of the spirit sealing list, Spirit Vein Fusion. This power can reconcile the darkness of the demon core with the aura of heaven and earth, and transform it into pure spirit sealing power. Lan Heng seized the opportunity and inserted the immortal slashing flying knife into the source of the heaven and earth spirit vein, bursting out with a light that destroyed the heavens and the earth. Yan Li's demonic core power was suppressed, and his body gradually disintegrated. But the power doesn't end. The immortal slashing flying knife reversed time and space, opening the way to the true source of the sealing spirit list, the land sealed by the ancient gods. Lan Heng and his party decide to step into this uncharted territory in search of the answer to eternal peace. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 6, The Truth and Rebirth of the Great Soul Tribulation. After passing through the mysterious seal, they discovered that heaven and earth were originally a huge life form with a complete spiritual vein, and the spirit sealing list and the immortal slashing flying knife were the artifacts that guarded this life form. The division and opposition between the two worlds of man and demon is actually an illusion created by the spirits of heaven and earth in order to repair themselves. The dark core of Flame Li is not an evil nature, but a part of the spirit body of heaven and earth, eager to be understood and fused. In the end, Lan Heng decided to use the immortal slashing flying knife to guide the fusion of heaven and earth aura and demon core, ending the tens of thousands of years of confrontation between humans and demons, and creating a new order, the Age of Sealed Spirits. Heaven and earth are alive again, spiritual veins are surging, and cultivators and demonic beasts no longer fight but symbiosis and co prosperity. Chapter 7, The Spiritual Rebellion, The Dark Tide Rises Again. After the opening of the sealed spirit era, the spiritual veins of heaven and earth did fuse the power of the human race and the demonic beasts, and the world seemed peaceful on the surface. However, the process of merging the spiritual veins left an unstable rift. These rifts have given birth to xenomorphs known as spirit bugs, which can erode aura, devour life, and evolve rapidly to become difficult to resist. The appearance of spirit insects not only threatens the safety of cultivators and the demon beast clan, but also stirs up many forces hidden in the shadows. At this time, another mysterious figure surfaced. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 8, The Strategist in the Shadows. The Shadows. Shadow Twist, a cultivator from the Northern Frost Valley, specializes in shadow magic and mind control. In fact, he is the reincarnation of an ancient god who was sealed in the crack of the spiritual veins thousands of years ago, and after awakening, he longs to regain his destiny. Shadow Entanglement secretly plans an earth-shattering conspiracy to weaken the power of both humans and demons through the spirit insect plague, and then uses the mysterious power of the immortal slashing knife to reshape a new world that only he can control. He sent assassins to infiltrate the sealing spirit sect in an attempt to steal the immortal slashing flying knife and the sealing spirit leaderboard. There were internal ghosts inside the sect, and Yue was induced by the shadow entanglement due to the shadow left by the demon trial, and her mind was shaken for a while. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 9, Moon Glass's Choice. During a solo practice, Yue was trapped in an illusory realm by the illusion of shadows, facing her own fears and the shadows of the past, the tragedy of the family's demise and the pain of her master's betrayal. She struggles in despair, but in doing so, she awakens an inner power she has never found before, spiritual resonance. This power can resonate with the immortal slashing flying knife, purifying the mind demons and illusions. Yue and Lan Heng have a heart-to-heart connection, and the two work together to fight against the layers of illusion set up by the shadow and the illusion. Eventually, Yue broke the shackles and awakened to become the new Lord of Shadows, who can control the power of shadow and light. Underscore 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 un. Chapter 10, Yan Li's Rebellion and the Truth of Yan Scar. Yan Li thought that fusing the spirit vein would bring peace, but due to the erosion of the spirit worm, he began to feel the darkness in the bloodline being stimulated, and he gradually fell into madness, and instead became the host of the spirit worm. Flame Scar discovers the mutation in Yan Li's body, and in order to save his former brother, he sneaks into the depths of the Black Flame Blood Domain alone to find the legendary Star Purification Bead that can expel the demon core. On the way, Flame Scar encounters an otherworldly spirit beast, the mysterious Phoenix, which is a divine beast of the same origin as the immortal slashing flying knife. The Shadow Phoenix chooses Flame Scar to become the new guardian, granting him the power of Burning Sky Phoenix Flame, making it the key to breaking the demon core. Chapter 11, The Resurgence of the Soul-Sealing Tribulation. Under the dual pressure of the Shadow Entanglement Conspiracy and the loss of control of the Flame Lee Demon Core, the seal of the Spirit Sealing List began to disintegrate, and the split of the spirit veins of heaven and earth caused a great explosion of spirit worms, and the entire world fell into unprecedented chaos. Lan Heng led the Moon Glass, the Flame Scar, and the awakened Flame Lee to gather the last resistance in the Fengling sect. With the blessing of the power of the immortal slashing flying knife, the four of them launched the Armageddon of heaven and earth. The true form of the Shadow Entanglement is a shocking powerhouse who holds the Nether Seal Sword, and under the blade, the aura of heaven and earth is turbid. Chapter 12, The Final Showdown, The Symphony of Heaven and Earth. During the battle, Yan Li was completely swallowed by the darkness of the demon core, and turned into a half-demonic beast and half-spirit burning spirit demon king, whose power exploded to the limit, making the rules of heaven and earth tremble. Yu Li used the spirit shadow technique to transform herself into countless light and shadow clones to restrain the burning soul demon king. Yan Hen manipulated the burning sky phoenix flame to burn his dark bloodline. Lan Heng used the immortal slaying flying knife to travel through the gap in time and space and cut off the demon king's spirit core with one blow. Seeing that the situation was not good, Ying Chan used his last forbidden technique, Netherworld Soul Sealing Array, in an attempt to use the array to suck all life into the endless void. Lan Heng and Yu Li inserted the immortal slaying flying knife into the core of the soul sealing list and activated the heaven and earth soul sealing array, which backfired on Shadow Chan and sealed it forever in the crack. Chapter 13, The Dawn of the New Century. After the catastrophe of life and death, the spiritual veins of heaven and earth were reshaped, the spirit insects were purified, and the demon core dissipated. Although Yan Li has lost the consciousness of the past, his soul has turned into a star and guarded the new spirit world. Lan Heng, Yueli, and Yanji have become the three guardians of the sealed spirit era, leading the two worlds of humans and demons to a future of peace and prosperity. A new chapter has begun, and the immortal slashing flying knife is no longer a simple weapon, but has become a symbol of protecting the harmony of heaven and earth. Chapter 14, The Bond Between Flame Scars and the Mysterious Phoenix. As Yan Li's former younger brother, Yan Scar has always been burdened with the heavy responsibility of saving his brother. When he became attached to the mysterious phoenix, the bond between the two deepened. The Phantom Phoenix is the rarest spirit beast in the spiritual veins of heaven and earth, possessing the dual power of burning the sky phoenix flame and light purification. Its feathers have ignited ancient battlefields and redeemed fallen souls. Under the guidance of the mysterious phoenix, Yanji found the lost phoenix feather cloak, a divine weapon that could skyrocket his strength several times, and even purify the demon core contamination in a short period of time. Wearing a feather coat, Flame Scar has become an invincible burning sky god in the spirit realm. But the feather robe has strict restrictions, the holder must have a sense of justice. If the heart is tainted with selfish desires, the feather robe will turn into ashes, and the burning sky phoenix flame will also be devoured. Chapter 15, The Grievances of Yueli's Master. Yueli's master, the Moon Shadow Sect, was once the guardian of the sealed spirit list, but due to internal strife and invasion by foreign enemies, the sect declined, and the master died tragically at the hands of Shadow Entanglement. As she grows up, she struggles between revenge and self-redemption. She had vowed to destroy Shadow Entanglement, but as her cultivation grew, she realized that hatred would only eat away at her heart. She began to try to heal her wounds with spiritual resonance, and rebuilt the Moon Shadow Sect with the old sect. Yueli has also improved her illusion realm in many trials, reaching the highest level of being able to control the void and reality, light and shadow transformation. This makes her Lan Heng's strongest backing in the decisive battle. Chapter 16, Lan Heng's Hidden Identity. Lan Heng is actually the last descendant of the bloodline of the ancient gods, his mother is a guardian of the spiritual veins, and his father is an exiled prince of Warcraft. This mixture of bloodlines gave him the potential of the immortal slashing flying knife and the sealing spirit list. When he was a teenager, he was protected by the village elders and concealed his true identity to prevent him from becoming a target of hostile forces. With the awakening of the power of the immortal slashing flying knife, Lan Heng began to gradually crack the secrets of his own bloodline. This also explains his extremely keen perception of the spiritual veins of heaven and earth. His true mission is not only to seal the rift in the spiritual veins of heaven and earth, but also to reunite the two worlds of Warcraft and Xiuchen, and dissolve the hatred that has been passed down from generation to generation. Chapter 17. The Dark Tide Rises Again. The Resurrection of the King of Spirits. The spirit worm tribulation seems to have subsided, but in the depths of the spirit vein, an even more terrifying existence awakens, the King of Spirit Worms, an ancient beast that transcends the laws of heaven and earth. It can devour the aura of heaven and earth, absorb the darkness of the demon core, its body is as large as the stars, and it has the ability to reshape space. The goal of the Spirit Worm King is to completely merge heaven and earth, transform all living beings into its will, and reshape the world order. Chapter 18. The Reunion of the Four Guardians. Lan Heng, Moon Glass, Flame Scar, and Flame Li, after purification, reunite as guardian alliances to fight against the King of Spirit Worms. They jointly controlled the power of the spiritual veins of heaven and earth, and used the space-time slash of the immortal slashing flying knife to weaken the defense of the alien beasts. The flame-scarred burning sky phoenix flame burned away the spirit worm's body, and the light and shadow technique of the moon glass interfered with its spirit. Yan Li uses the power of the newborn demon core to transform into the burning spirit guardian, and directly resists the spatial mutation attack of the King of Spirit Worms. Chapter 19. The Ultimate War, the Rebirth of the Spiritual Pulse of Heaven and Earth. At the climax of the decisive battle, the immortal slaying flying knife released the ultimate divine power contained in the sealed spirit list Heaven and Earth Resonance Slash, slashing through the void and completely sealing the King of Spirit insects in the abyss of the spirit vein. The spiritual veins of heaven and earth ushered in a new life after the catastrophe, the threat of spirit insects disappeared completely, and the boundaries between the two worlds of humans and demons were further blurred, merging and creating a new realm. In the aftermath of the Great Tribulation, the Guardians vowed to protect this new world forever. Chapter 20. A New Journey, an Endless Legend. Lan Heng and his partners continue to explore the mysteries of heaven and earth, looking for more mysterious powers hidden between heaven and earth. The immortal slashing knife has become a legendary artifact symbolizing peace and strength, waiting for the next destined person to challenge fate. The seal of the shadow entanglement is still not completely secure, and the threat in the shadows is still lurking, and the next catastrophe may begin.